Okay, so if you are about to create your express entry profile, this video is very important for you because I will walk you through some common mistakes, which could be unintentional or intentional in some parts, but they can lead the immigration officer to lead you a procedural fairness letter when you submit your PR application or your application for a nomination to a certain province. So the first mistake, that's for CEC applicants. If your spouse is here in Canada with you on an open spousal work permit, and sometimes I've seen clients or applicants, they do not include their spouse on their application to say it's a non-accompanying spouse. Now, this can lead to serious problems later in the second stage of your application if you are given an invitation to apply. Once again, it could be unintentional on your part, or sometimes applicants are looking to increase their CRS score. So to increase the CRS score, they simply exclude their spouse and they mention their spouse is not accompanying. Now, this will trigger a reaction from the immigration officer and you could be issued a procedural fairness letter. And to be honest, your application can take a totally different direction. Instead of you waiting for your application to be approved, becoming a permanent resident of Canada, now you could be facing serious misrepresentation issues with your application. So make sure CEC applicants do not make this mistake. If your spouse is here in Canada on an open spousal work permit, even if your CRS score goes down by a few points, do include your spouse on your application as an accompanying member. Another mistake that people make, which can be vital, applicants end up claiming points for relatives who are not brothers, sisters, or a spouse. And then later when you get an invitation, right, you're not able to include your brothers or sisters or a spouse. Immigration officer will not be happy. Your mistake could be unintentional, but it is a mistake which can cost you heavily. Another mistake will be when you include your spouse on your express entry profile. You include their education, but you're not claiming points for that. It's not a vital mistake. It's not really going to cost you to a point that it's considered a misrepresentation. No, not at all. But you're looking to get an invitation from the Canadian government, IRCC, and you should claim points for that. Express entry pool is a competition. The likelihood of you getting the invitation is based on your CRS score. And if your spouse has education, then you should get the ECA done. The higher the CRS score, the better the chance to fetch an invitation from the Canadian government, IRCC. Another important mistake that applicants can make when it comes to giving their English language test. So you have the option to go with either IELTS or you can do PTE. Now remember, the principal applicant can fetch points if he or she does PTE, but keep in mind, very important, if you are looking to claim points for your spouse's language results, then PTE will not work. Keep this in mind. You will not be able to create express entry profile. I'll simply tell you you're not eligible to create an express entry profile. The principal applicant can do PTE, but not the spouse. Keep this in mind. And at the very last, whenever you are submitting your express entry profile, keep in mind this will be a permanent record with IRCC. And any mistakes on your express entry profile or any sort of inconsistencies will later come to haunt you. And these mistakes can affect your application in different ways. Sometimes you could be entitled for a certain level of CRS score, but owing to your mistake, your CRS score is dropped down by 10 points. Or sometimes these inconsistencies or these mistakes can actually lead the immigration officer to issue you a procedural fairness letter, and that's a document you don't want to see from IRCC. Anyways, if you are looking to create your express entry profile, but you do have questions or concerns, I would strongly advise you to seek legal advice. Or at the last resort, if complete representation can't be afforded, get your express entry profile reviewed before you submit it to IRCC, as this will help you to make sure there aren't any mistakes on your express entry profile. And later, once you do receive an invitation from IRCC, you will not have to face any sort of unnecessary trouble. I'm a licensed Canadian immigration consultant based in Toronto, Canada. You can book an appointment with me at the given link here. We'll have a detailed chat about your personal and professional profile for about 45 minutes, in which we'll do a complete assessment to see where you stand. And of course, we'll let you know how we can move forward. And do subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell icon for more updates, as this channel is all about Canadian immigration. Anyways, that's it for now, and we'll come back with more updates. Thank you.